By the way, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brent Gould Field here in Liberal is the site of Game 3 between the Liberal BeeJays and your Hayes Larks. This is it. Jayhawk League title on the line. If the BeeJays win tonight, they are the league champs. The Larks can control their own destiny with a win tonight and 2 of 3 against El Dorado this coming weekend. Hayes, they will be the champs. A little bit odd, a Monday night league game. First game on Monday of the season in the conference. Right now, the Larks are leading the Jayhawk League 27-11. Derby a half game back, and Liberal currently 1 game back, but after tonight they will get 3 wins on the record and they will jump into first place. So this is the crucial game. Larks needing a win to stay alive. Zach Otan is the starter tonight for the BeeJays. Hopefully you went and saw the Larks lineup scrolling through there, and Otan and the BeeJays are ready. Larks will lead it off here in the top of the first inning. Tonight is 1 9-inning game, so we're back to regular Jayhawk League baseball. Jonathan Soberanis will lead it off for the Larks. We are just about ready to go. Do or die time for Hayes and Liberal. Soberanis is in the box. Otan will work out of the stretch tonight, the lefty. First pitch of the evening, 6:01 p.m., strike number 1. Very important for the Larks to get off to a good start here tonight, as the 0-1 from Otan swung on and missed by Soberanis, and it's quickly 0-2. So it's a little bit odd. The Larks actually come into the series leading the league, but the pressure is on them because of the forfeit by OKC. Here comes the 0-2. Curveball, strike 3 called. And Soberanis is the first out of the night. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be tonight's right fielder, Clayton Raspberry. Raspberry digs in on the left side, comes into tonight hitting .359. 5 home runs, 29 driven in. Here's the first pitch from Otan. A curveball drops in for strike number 1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball a little bit away, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. We're going to throw up a graphic here for you in just a minute showing the Larks and BeeJays on how close they are this season. In terms of stats, checked swing, he did not go. That curveball misses away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the 2-1 to Clayton. Ground ball into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Clayton Raspberry. So with 1 out here in the top of the first, the Larks have their first base runner of the evening. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be the catcher, number 24, Colin Simpson. The wind is blowing across, almost out to left field, not straight out to left, but it is blowing a little bit out to left field, fairly strong, so the ball is carrying today, as the first pitch to Simpson is a curveball away for ball number 1. Here comes the 1-0, another curveball, and it is once again away. Colin is up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Raspberry takes his lead from first. Zach Otan working quickly here for the BeeJays. Here comes the 2-0, strike number 1 on the outside corner. Simpson digs back in on the left side. Here comes the 2-1. A little bit outside, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. So Liberal again using a lefty to counteract the lefty-heavy Larks lineup. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Otan. Outside, and that is a walk to Colin Simpson. So the Larks here in the top of the first, 2 on with 1 out. Trevor Boone will be the hitter now for the Larks. So early on, consistency so far is going not quite getting that outside edge just off the plate. So we will see how that continues throughout the course of the night. Here comes the first pitch to Boone. That one misses, and it's 1-0. Otan enters tonight for the BeeJays. He's normally out of the bullpen, has an ERA north of 5. So we will see if the Larks can get to him. Boone swings through a curveball, and the count is even at 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Trevor. Curveball stays upstairs. There are 2 balls and a strike. Clayton Harp waits on deck for the Larks. Here comes the 2-1 from Zach Otan. Swings through a fastball, does Boone, and the count is once again even at 2-2. So let's see if the Larks can get on the board here in the first with a runner in scoring position. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Boone. Fouls off a curveball, and he will see another pitch. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Boone. Curveball up and away, and the count is full. So Zach Otan here in the first inning has not got a couple of calls close to the outside corner, and he is needing those, it appears, tonight as he is looks to be working the outside on the Larks, and will make for a tough evening for him if he's not able to get that outside corner. Here comes the full count pitch to Boone. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Raspberry rounding third. He will be in to score. That's an RBI single for Trevor Boone, and the Larks strike early. It's 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Just what the Larks were looking for here early in the game. Getting out to a lead is going to be big against a very good Liberal team. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be the left fielder, Clayton Harp. Harp digs in on the left side against the lefty Otan. Simpson leads from second, Boone from first. Here's the first pitch. Fouled off back to the screen, and it's 0-1. All 3 Oklahoma State boys in the lineup for the Larks tonight. Simpson catching, Boone in center, and Peyton Battenfield will make the pitching start. Here comes the 0-1 to Harp. Curveball drops in on the inside, and it's 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 from Otan. Curveball, low and away in the dirt for ball number 1. We will run through the Larks defense for you once they take the field in the bottom half of the inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Clayton Harp. Low, Clayton takes, and the count is even at 2-2. It's been a long weekend. Rained out on Friday. Saturday night turned into a doubleheader. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Harp. He takes a curveball away, and the count is full. So I was saying Saturday turned into a doubleheader. We got a deluge of rain on Sunday morning around 6 a.m., so yesterday's rubber match was rained out as well. Here comes the full count pitch to Harp. Ground ball to the right side. O'Donnell's only play will be to first base. They just get Harp, and there are 2 away here in the first as Simpson and Boone move up 90 feet each. Nick Jones will be the batter now for the Larks. Big spot here. Runners on second and third. Larks on top 1-0 here in the first. So the rain out yesterday pushed the final game to today, so the Larks will have no off day as we travel home tonight and come right back to the field tomorrow. That ball gets by the catcher, Schmidt. Here comes Simpson. He is safe, and the ball is Past the catcher, here comes Boone. He will slide. He is safe. It is 3-0 Larks here in the top of the first on a wild pitch by Zach Otan. Great base running by Simpson and Boone. Both come in to score, and Otan and Schmidt do the work for Jones and the Larks. And Hayes has struck for 3 runs here in the top of the first. What a start by the Larks here in the first as the first pitch to, the pitch to Jones is in there, and the count is 1-1. Bases are now empty. Larks have scored 3. Here comes the 1-1, a curveball inside corner, and it's 1-2. So some fireworks early for the Larks, just what they were looking for. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Otan. Curveball, strike 3 called, and that is the inning. However, the Larks strike for 3 runs on 2 hits, no liberal errors. They leave no men on base. We are through 1/2 inning. Larks on top early, 3-0. And we're back here in Liberal, getting you ready for the bottom of the first. Peyton Battenfield will make the pitching start for the Larks tonight, has a 3-0 lead as we enter the bottom of the first. Going to throw up a little tail of the tape graphic for you between the Larks and the BeeJays. Larks in first place, 1-game lead on Liberal. Technically, as of right now, Liberal is in third, but that will change after tonight regardless. Batting averages fairly similar, 320 for Liberal, 307 for the Larks. ERA, 381 for the Larks, 328 for the BeeJays. And a little fun stat for you, the Larks have hit 50 home runs this summer, 31 for the BeeJays. So just a little comparison between the two teams as Battenfield is ready, and we are ready to begin the bottom of the first inning. Leading off tonight for the BeeJays will be the right fielder, number 25, Marcus Shoemaker. So we will see if Battenfield can come out of the gate here and get off to a good start and get a shutdown inning right away as the Larks put up 3 in the top half. Shoemaker digs in on the left side. Here comes the first pitch by Battenfield. Just missed outside. So that pitch by Battenfield, very similar to the ones Otan was not getting, so a consistent zone so far. There's the second pitch. Remy fields off his glove, and that's going to be a base hit for Marcus Shoemaker to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Coming to the plate now for Liberal, the left fielder, number 23, Garrett Scott. So it appears as if both teams want to get out and try and score tonight. Here comes the first pitch from Battenfield to Scott. Ground ball into left field. That's a base hit, and the first 2 men of the inning for Liberal have reached as well. Coming to the plate now for Liberal, the shortstop number 5, Jaron Robinson. Pre-game, Robinson won Liberal's most valuable player of the year. Had a very good summer for the BeeJays. Battenfield in a little bit of trouble here early. 2 on, nobody out in the first. Here comes the first pitch to Robinson. Fastball outside, it misses, and it's 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Peyton. Outside once again, and it is 2-0. Do-or-die game for both teams. The bullpens are ready to go. Everybody available for Liberal, mostly everybody available for the Larks. So we will see how this one plays out. Here comes the 2-0 to Robinson. Outside once again, and it is 3 balls and no strikes to Jaron Robinson. Comes the 3-0 pitch. Inside, and that's a 4-pitch walk. And the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the first for the BeeJays with nobody out. Colton Onstadt will be the batter now for the BeeJays. Not the start that Battenfield was looking for here this evening. We'll see if he can work his way out of a big jam. Here comes the first pitch to Onstadt. Into right field. That's a base hit. Here comes one. Here comes the second. The throw is going to be to second. And just like that, it is 3-2 here in the first. Cale O'Donnell will be the batter now for the BeeJays, and here comes Coach Keith Harper all ready to make a mound visit to Battenfield. Not the start he was looking for after the offense gave him 3 in the top half of the first. Still nobody out for the BeeJays as the first 4 men have reached 3 hits and a walk, and they've struck for 2 already. So Peyton has not missed any barrels so far. The BeeJays look to be seeing him very well here in the first inning. See if Peyton can minimize the damage here and maybe keep a lead intact. Going to be tough. Still nobody out. Cale O'Donnell comes to the plate. A very nice crowd for Liberal here tonight. All 3 stands are fairly full, as it is the final home game and final game of the regular season for the BeeJays. Here comes the first pitch from Battenfield. Fastball low, it's 1-0. Battenfield gets his sign from Simpson. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Curveball into left field. That's going to be a hit. Here comes Robinson around. Here comes the throw to third, wide. And that's going to be an RBI double for Cale O'Donnell. And Liberal has tied the game here in the bottom of the first. Nobody out. 5 men to the plate. 5 men have reached. Trent Maloney, the batter now for the BeeJays. Low for ball 1. Nobody up in the Larks bullpen yet, as Liberals trying to blow this open here in the first inning. Here comes the 1-0, swung on and missed by Maloney, and it's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That hits Maloney. And the bases are loaded here. Still nobody out in the first. 6 men to the plate. 6 men have reached. 3 runs are in. Bases are loaded. There goes the bullpen for the Larks. They send Katulik, Coates, and Parker Scotty down to the pen. Kyle Schmidt, the batter now for the BeeJays. Strike number 1 to Schmidt. So the first inning lead gained by the Larks is gone, and Liberal is threatening to put a whole bunch more on the board. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Into center field. That one is back. Boone will look up. That is over the wall. A grand slam for Kyle Schmidt, and bad news for Battenfield. 7 runs in the first inning for the BeeJays. Still nobody out. What started off so well for the Larks here has gone so horribly bad in the bottom of the first. Here comes the first pitch to Zach Cook. Outside, ball number 1. So tonight, home plate umpire Chad Kettleman not giving anything on the outside. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Strike number 1. Here comes the 1-1, and that one will hit Cook, and things just keep going from bad to worse for Battenfield. 8 to the plate, 8 have reached, and that's it. Battenfield is done. Ryan Katulik will be the new pitcher for the Larks. So as he comes in and gets ready, we will step aside and be right back here in Liberal. And we're back here in Liberal. Nate Crossman will be the batter as Ryan Katulik comes on to pitch. Zach Cook on first base. 7 runs in, no outs for the Larks. So looking to use some damage control here to keep them in the game in the first inning. Here comes the first pitch to Crossman. Strike number 1. So the Larks are going to have a mountain to climb here if they want a chance at the league title. And it's going to start with getting a first out of the game. The entire batting order has come through for the BeeJays and not a single out. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Katulik to Crossman. There goes the runner. Simpson with the throw into center field. And Cook will now make his way to third. So the wheels are off the bus, and it's bad, bad, bad news for the Larks here in the first inning, as the count is now 1-1 on Crossman. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that one hits Crossman right in the leg, and boy, oh howdy. All 9 men to the plate have reached for the BeeJays as the pitching has just gone for the Larks here in Game 3. Brings the top of the order, Marcus Shoemaker, back to the plate. That is the third hit by pitch, or the third hit by pitch here in the first inning, as Shoemaker is the batter, steps in on the left side. Here comes the first pitch from Katulik. Up the middle into center field, a base hit. Another run for Liberal, 8-3. Still nobody out. 10 men to the plate, no outs. And we might be in for a very long evening. Garrett Scott, the batter now for the BeeJays. Here comes the first pitch. Strike number 1. The 0-1 from Ryan Katulik. Strike number 2. The 0-2 to Scott. Curveball in the dirt and away, and the count is 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Ryan Katulik. Ground ball, that's going to be foul by third base, and we will do it again at 1-2. So the Larks not out of the game yet. It's a 5-run differential, but they have to limit the damage here and get out of the inning before this gets out of hand if they want any chance to come back in the game. The way the Larks can hit and with the wind blowing out, there is always a chance, but have to get an out and get out of this first inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Katulik. Curveball in the dirt, and the count is 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on Scott, and finally there is an out in the first inning. The 11th man to the plate makes the first out. Coming to the plate now for the BeeJays, the shortstop, Jaron Robinson. Here comes the first pitch from Katulik. Fouled out of play, and it's 0-1. Comes the 0-1. Fouled back to the screen, and it is 0-2. Here comes the 0-2. Curveball fouled off, and we will do it again at no balls and 2 strikes as Robinson looks to have fouled that off of his ankle, and he will be given a moment by home plate umpire Chad Kettleman to walk it off. Robinson is back in the box. Here comes the 0-2 from Katulik. Inside for ball 1. That was very nearly the 4th hit batter of the inning. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. And the count moves even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Katulik and the Larks looking for a ground ball here to maybe get themselves woken up from the first inning nightmare here in Liberal. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Katulik. Low, and the count is full. Here comes the payoff pitch to Robinson. Into left field, a base hit. Here comes Crossman around third. He will score it. It is 9-3 Liberal here in the first. Colton Onstott will make his way to the plate now for the BeeJays. Here comes the first pitch from Katulik. Into center field, back goes Boone, and Harp will make the play in left field for the second out as both runners will advance 90 feet for the BeeJays. So the wind playing a factor here as it is moving the ball around out in the outfield. Cale O'Donnell will be the hitter now for the BeeJays. The Larks here finally with a chance to get themselves out of the inning. Marcus Shoemaker on third. Jaron Robinson on second. Here comes the first pitch from Ryan Katulik. Curveball misses for ball one. Here comes the 1-0. Outside, and it's 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Ryan Katulik. Swing and a miss by O'Donnell, and there are 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. O'Donnell chases a breaker outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Katulik. Did he go? They're going to not, and there will be no appeal even, as it looked like O'Donnell went around, but no appeal from Simpson, and it is ball 3, and the count is full here on O'Donnell. And now I guess they did appeal, and yes, he did go, so that is the inning. Boy. And it is finally over. Liberal, 9 runs, 7 hits, 1 Larks error, and they leave 2 men on base. After the first inning of play, Larks have a mountain to climb. They trail Liberal 9-3. And we're back here in Liberal, top of the second inning. Larks, I guess one positive would be that it is very early. Just their second at bat, have a lot of time to chip away. O'Tan back to the mound. Max Remy will lead it off. Here comes the first pitch of the inning. Remy grounds it over the third baseman into left field, and there's a leadoff single for Remy and the Larks. So back and forth we go. The bats for both teams ready to go tonight. Alex Weiss will be the hitter now for the Larks. If Hayes could get 1 or 2 or 3 here in the inning and just chip a couple off, would do them a bunch of favors. There's the first pitch. Over the pitcher. Going to be a tough play for the shortstop. He will not get there, and that's a base hit for Alex Weiss. So the first 2 men of the inning have reached again for the Larks. Jacob Boston will come to the plate now for the Larks. 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the second. Here comes the first pitch from Zach Otan. Curveball, strike 1. Otan set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Boston. Curveball grounded foul, and it's 0-2. Top of the order in Jonathan Soberanis due up next for the Larks here in the second. Remy leads from second, Weiss from first. Nobody away. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Boston. Curveball inside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Boston takes low, and the count is even at 2-2. Boston looking to keep it going here for the Larks with nobody away. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Otan. Curveball up and away, and the count is full. Here comes the payoff pitch to Jacob Boston. Fastball swing and a miss. And there is 1 away in the top of the second. Coming to the plate now for the Larks, the second baseman, Jonathan Soberanis. Here comes the first pitch from Otan. Inside, ball 1. The 1-0 to Soberanis. Curveball in there. Count is even at a ball and a strike. So Zach Otan looking to his curveball quite often here in the second inning. The 1-1. Fastball up and away, and it is 2-1 to Soberanis. Larks will be back home tomorrow night, Larks Park, 7 p.m., starting a 3-game series to wrap up the regular season against the El Dorado Broncos. Here comes the 2-1 to Soberanis. Fastball into right field. That's going to be down in front of the right fielder, Shoemaker. Here comes Remy in to score. He will be in easily at home as Weiss moves to third. That's an RBI single for Jonathan Soberanis, and it's 9-4 here in the top of the second. Clayton Raspberry will be the hitter now for the Larks. Back and forth we go. Runners on the corners. Here comes the first pitch to Raspberry. Outside, a nice scoop by Schmidt to save a run. It is 1-0. Here comes the pitch to Raspberry. Ground ball to the second baseman, Cook, to Robinson for 1. And they got Raspberry, and he is furious as, again, That did not look to be the correct call. It looked from up here as if Raspberry beat the throw, as he looked to have beat the throw the other night, too. But the Larks on the wrong end of a close call once again, and that is the inning. So the Larks chip away a little bit. They pick up 1 run on 3 hits, no liberal errors, and they leave 1 man on base after an inning and a half. BeeJays 9, Larks 4. And we're back here in Liberal. Bottom of the second inning, 9-4 BeeJays. Trent Maloney will lead it off. For Liberal, Ryan Katulik back to the mound. If the Larks are going to chip away and pull this one out, it is very important that they keep the BeeJays off the board, as the first pitch of the inning from Katulik misses away for ball 1. The 1-0 to Maloney. Outside, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Katulik. Outside once again, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to begin the inning to Trent Maloney. The 3-0. Strike number 1 on the outside as Katulik took a little off. The 3-1 pitch. Outside once again, and Trent Maloney draws a leadoff walk for the BeeJays here in the second. Kyle Schmidt will be the batter now for Liberal. He was 1 for 1, hit a grand slam to dead center field in the bottom half of the last inning. Katulik looks at Maloney at first and delivers the first pitch to Schmidt. High for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Schmidt, and the count is even at 1-1. Katulik looking for a ground ball. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Kyle Schmidt. Ground ball, but it is foul over to the right, and there is 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Liberal catcher. The 1-2 from Katulik. There goes Maloney, and the pitch is fouled back by Schmidt. So Liberal looks as if they're wanting to test the arm and accuracy of Colin Simpson here early in tonight's ball game. Count is still 1-2 on Kyle Schmidt. Katulik gives Maloney a look over at first. He is set. Here comes the pitch. Fouled straight back once again. And we will have another 1-2 pitch. Here it comes again from Katulik. In the dirt, and the count is even at 2-2. The 2-2. Low in the dirt, and the count is full. The payoff pitch to Schmidt. There goes Maloney. Ground ball into the space where Soberanis left. That's a base hit. Maloney will advance to third, and he will be held there as now the ball gets away. And there are runners on first and third with nobody out. So more of the same here in the bottom of the second. The Larks pitching staff just cannot get anybody out. Liberal is all over the baseball here to begin tonight's game. Zach Cook will be the hitter now for the BeeJays, looking to extend their lead. Katulik will check on Schmidt at first, who is back safely. Here comes the first pitch to Cook. Outside, and it's 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Strike number one. That one catches the corner on the outside. The 1-1 from Katulik. Grounded foul. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes on Zach Cook. So a very strong wind here tonight in Liberal has shifted just a little bit. It is blowing now more straight out to left than it was at the start of the game. Here comes the 1-2 from Katulik. Low, and the count is even at 2. The 2-2. Fastball up and away, and the count is once again full. Here comes the payoff pitch to Cook. There goes Schmidt, And the ball is fouled out of play to the left, so we will do it again at 3-2. Catula gets his sign from Simpson. Here comes the payoff pitch once again. Schmidt takes off again, and that one is blooped into center field. Will Boone get there? He will not, as he lets the ball drop in front of him. And that is an RBI single, as Trevor must have lost it in the sun or something, as it drops right in front of him. And it's 10-4 Liberals, still nobody out in the second. Nate Crossman will be the batter now for the BeeJays. Runners on first and second, nobody away. Inside, ball one. Down to the bullpen go the Larks pitchers once again. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Crossman, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Parker Scotty back down to the bullpen. Kent Hassler back down to the bullpen for the Larks. Here comes the 1-1 to Crossman. Popped, fouling out of play straight back, and there's a ball and two strikes. Nate Crossman digs back in. 1-2 the count. Katulik comes set. Here comes the pitch. Curveball up over the head of Crossman, and the count is even at 2-2. So Ryan struggling just a bit with his command here in the second. Here comes the 2-2 to Crossman. And that one hits Crossman, and oh man, that is the fourth hit batter for the Larks pitching, as they just cannot find the strike zone tonight. Bases are loaded here for Liberal. 4 men to the plate. 4 men have reached here in the second. And now the Liberal fans are starting to complain about hit batters. And Coach Keith Harper will make his way to the mound once again. And he will talk with the infield. As looks like Kent Hassler is the one that is warming in the Larks pen. And no change will be made right now for the Larks, as the top of the order in Marcus Shoemaker comes back to the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Katulik. Outside, ball one. So the BeeJays have 9 hits, but the Larks have put 6 men on base, 4 hit batters and 2 walks. Not going to do them any favors. Here comes the 1-0. Low, and it's 2-0. Nowhere to put Shoemaker as the bases are full of BeeJays. Nobody out in the second. Here comes the 2-0. 3-0. Coach Keith Harper is out of the dugout. We will see if this is going to be it for Katulik if he cannot retire Shoemaker. Here comes the 3-0. And ball 4. That will walk in a run for the BeeJays. It's 11-4. Still nobody out in the second. Garrett Scott will be the hitter now, and that's going to be it for Ryan Katulik, as Kent Hassler will come into pitch. So as he makes his way to the mound and warms up, we will take a break and be back in just a minute here in Liberal. And we're back in Liberal. Kent Hassler to the mound for the Larks. Garrett Scott, the hitter for the BeeJays. 2 men in here in the second. Nobody out. Bases are loaded. We will see if Hassler can find the strike zone and get something positive going for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball for strike 1. The 0-1 to Scott. Foul ball over towards the Larks dugout, and Hassler has Scott down 0-2. So it's going to take at least 6 batters here in the second to get an out. Took the Larks 11 in the first and at least 6 in the second. Here comes the 0-2 from Hassler. Curveball in the dirt, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 to Scott. Fouled up and out of play, and we will do it again at 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 again to Scott. Popped up and foul once again, and that one will drop harmlessly in front of the Larks dugout, and we will do it again at 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 again. Ground ball. That's going to be a tough play, and that will roll foul. So all the runners will go back to the base they came from, and Scott will see another 1-2 pitch from Hassler. Here it comes again from Kent. In the dirt, that will bounce to the backstop, and that's going to be another run for Liberal as the runners advance, and on the wild pitch, it's 12-4. Runners on second and third. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Hassler to Scott. Fouled out of play. Seems to be just one of those nights. Larks just all discombobulated. Credit to the BeeJays. They have been all over the ball, putting their bat on just about everything here tonight. Here comes the 2-2 once again from Kent Hassler. Fouled off again. So a very good at bat here by Garrett Scott. As he looks to drive in 2 more for Liberal and, dare I say, probably put the game away here in the second. Here comes the 2-2. Popped up. That's going to be a tough play for the right fielder, Clayton Raspberry. He will come in, make the play, fighting the wind, and there's finally an out here in the second inning. So no runners advance. Nobody scores on the play as it was a shallow pop-up in to right field. So Jaron Robinson comes to the plate now for the BeeJays, 1 man away. Runners on second and third. Here comes the first pitch from Kent Hassler. Ground ball. Infield is in. Runners will hold where they are. A nice job there to get Robinson to ground out to Soberanis, 4-3, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the second. The batter for the BeeJays will be Colton Onstadt, the designated hitter. Digs in on the left side to face Hassler. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball is up, and it's 1-0. The 1-0. Low, and it is 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 from Hassler to Onstadt. Swing and a miss. Kent took a little bit off, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. Inside, almost hits Onstadt. And as he's going to look at Hassler now, the count is 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Fouled off by Colton Onstadt, and the count is now full. Nate Crossman on third. Marcus Shoemaker on second. Here comes the payoff pitch. Foul off the ankle of Onstadt, and we will do it again at 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch once again from Hassler. Fouled off once again by Onstadt, and we'll do it again. So, again, Liberal just putting a bat on everything here tonight. Making it very tough on the Larks pitchers to put anybody away. Here comes the payoff pitch again. Popped up. Boston will run back into shallow left field. He will look up and make a nice over-the-shoulder play to retire the side. However, Liberal adds on. They score 3 more runs on 2 hits. No Larks errors, and they leave 2 men on base. We are through 2 complete here in Liberal. BeeJays in control, 12-4. And we're back here in Liberal, top of the 3rd inning, 12-4. BeeJays on top. Larks will have 3, 4, and 5 due up to face Zach O'Tan. The leadoff hitter will be the catcher, number 24, Colin Simpson. Simpson digs in on the left side to face the lefty O'Tan. Here comes the first pitch. Inside for ball one, and that one hits the jersey of Simpson. So one pitch, one base runner for the Larks here in the third, and it is pretty apparent that we are going to be here for quite a while tonight. The game is an hour and 15 minutes old, and we are just starting the top of the third. So Trevor Boone will be the hitter. One man on, nobody out. First pitch, ball one. Here comes the 1-0 to Boone. Pops it up very high into left field. Scott is over in a little bit. He will make the play, and there's one away in the top of the third. Wind wreaking havoc on fly balls tonight as it is very gusty out of the southeast, blowing out to left field. Flags in center are straight out as Clayton Harp now comes to the plate for the Larks. First pitch, swing and a miss. Simpson leads from first base. Here comes the 0-1. Popped up again very high to Robinson at short. He makes the call and the catch, and there's two away in the Larks' third. So Nick Jones will be the hitter now for the Larks. One man on, two men out. Here comes the first pitch from Otan. Curveball, strike one. The 0-1. Outside. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Max Remy waits on deck for the Larks. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Nick Jones. And now Otan will take time and step off. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a curveball by Otan. And there's a ball and two strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that is the inning. Larks are down in order. We move to the bottom half of the third, 12-4 Liberal. And we're back here in Liberal, bottom of the third inning, 12-4. BeeJays, Kent Hassler back to the mound for the Larks. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the BeeJays. They will send Cale O'Donnell to the plate to lead it off. Comes the first pitch of the inning. Ground ball right at Soberanis. And there the Larks retire the first man of the inning here in the third. So progress made from the first two as Trent Maloney makes his way to the plate now for the BeeJays. Maloney 0 for 0, hit by a pitch and walked in his first two appearances. Here comes the first pitch by Hassler, low and inside, ball one. He also scored 2 runs. Hassler sports a 2.30 ERA so far this summer in 15 2/3 innings pitched. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul past third base, and the count is even at 1-1. So again, the Larks' offensive lineup has enough. They have enough to try and come back in this game. It's just on whether the pitching staff's going to be able to keep Liberal off the board, as that one is fouled out of play and the count is 1-2. We have seen the Larks numerous times this season put up crooked numbers in innings. They would be going quietly, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's 5. They're going to need some of that here tonight. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Maloney. Grounded past Soberanis into right field, and that's a base hit for Trent Maloney here with 1 out in the third. Kyle Schmidt will be the batter now for the BeeJays. He is 2 for 2, singled in the second and hit a grand slam in the first. Maloney leads from first base, 1 man away in the third. Here comes the first pitch from Kent Hassler. Line at Soberanis. He scoops it. Will throw to Remy for 1. Remy back to first. In time, a 4-6-3 double play. And that is the inning for the BeeJays in the third. No runs on a hit. No Larks errors and nobody left on base after 3 complete. Here in Liberal, BeeJays in control, 12-4. And we're back here in Liberal, 12-4 BeeJays as we're ready for the top of the fourth. Max Remy to face Zach Otan. Ground ball to the hole, cut off by Robinson. The throw in time. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the fourth. Alex Weiss will be the hitter now for the Larks. He is 1 for 1. Singled in the second on the infield hit that bounced over the pitcher, Otan. Here comes the first pitch. Curveball. Ooh, outside corner for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 to Weiss. Curveball, same spot. 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 to Weiss. Ground ball to the third baseman, Maloney. He fields, fires across, and that pulls Cale O'Donnell off the bag with the high throw. And they're going to try and tag Weiss, saying that he made a move to second, but he was just trying to get out of the way of O'Donnell. And Weiss will be safe at first on the throwing error by Trent Maloney. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be Jacob Boston as he takes the first pitch from Otan high for ball 1. Boston 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the second. Here comes the 1-0 outside, and it's 2-0. So we are nearing the halfway point of tonight's game. Larks are going to have to get these sticks going once again as they have still a very big mountain to climb, trailing by 8 runs. Here comes the 2-0 to Boston. That one is low and in, and the count is 3-0. Top of the order in Soberanis due up next for the Larks. Here comes the 3-0. Strike number 1 right down the middle. Here comes the 3-1 to Boston. He fouls that one off, and the count is now full. Here comes the payoff pitch from Zach Otan. Curveball line, and Weiss is caught off the bag on the line drive. And the inning is over on the double play. So for the Larks in the 4th, no runs, no hits, 1 liberal error, nobody left on base after 3.5, 12-4 BeeJays. And we're back here in Liberal, bottom of the 4th inning. Kent Hassler back to the mound for the Larks. 8-9-1 due up for the BeeJays, leading off Zach Cook, the second baseman. Cook is 1 for 1. RBI single back in the second. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled off, 0-1. So Hassler has actually done a fairly good job since coming into the game in the second inning, keeping Liberal at bay. Just the run on the spiked fastball, wild pitch. That one up the middle, fielded by Remy. He will throw in time to Weiss. And they say Weiss pulled his foot when he made the catch, so that is an error on Alex Weiss, and the first man is on for the BeeJays. So just not the Larks' night, as nothing seems to go right here this evening. Nate Crossman to the plate now for the BeeJays. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled off, count is 0-1. Simpson will go out to have a quick word with Kent, as the count to Nate Crossman is no balls and 1 strike. Crossman, the number 9 hitter in the lineup tonight. After him, we will move back to the top of the order, and Marcus Shoemaker. Here comes the 0-1 from Kent Hassler. Fouled out of play, and it is 0-2. Here comes the 0-2, low for ball 1. Zach Cook leads from first base. 1-2 count to Nate Crossman. Crossman has been hit by a pitch both times so far tonight. Here comes the 1-2. Line over Soberanis, and that's a base hit, as Zach Cook will stop at second, and once again, the first 2 men of the inning are on for the BeeJays. That will bring the top of the batting order back to the plate now for the BeeJays. Marcus Shoemaker will step in on the left side. He is 2 for 2. Has an RBI, 2 RBIs, and has scored a run. So in the bottom of the 4th, Marcus Shoemaker is coming to the plate for the 4th time. There comes the first pitch to Shoemaker. Ground ball. Remy charges. Soberanis for 1. Back to Weiss. 4-2. A 6-4-3 double play for the Larks. And they get a twin killing there. There are 2 away in the 4th as Zach Cook moves to third base. Garrett Scott will now be the batter for the BeeJays. Runner on third, 2 men away. Here comes the first pitch. Ball number 1. Important for Hassler and the Larks that that run for Liberal is stranded right over there at third base. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. popped up into shallow center. Soberanis is out. Remy is out. Who's going to make the call? Remy, and he makes the catch. So that is the inning. So for the BeeJays in the bottom of the fourth, no runs on a hit, no Larks errors, and they leave one man aboard. We are through 4 complete innings here in Liberal. BeeJays in control, 12-4. And we're back here in Liberal, top of the 5th inning. Jonathan Soberanis will be the leadoff hitter for the Larks. The top of the order comes to the plate. Zach O'Tan back to the mound for the BeeJays. Here comes the first pitch of the inning. Outside for ball 1. So the Larks looking to get some base runners, get some runs back here as we reaching the halfway point of the game after this half inning. Here comes the 1-0. Grounded foul over there towards the BeeJay dugout, and the count is even at 1-1. Pitching staff keeps the BeeJays off the board for the second straight inning. Let's see if the Larks can make up a little bit of ground here. Still trailing by 8 runs in the 5th. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from O'Tan. Curveball drops in for strike 2. So it appears as if Zach O'Tan has settled in for the BeeJays as well, as he has thrown 2 straight scoreless innings. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Soberanis fouls it off and stays alive. As the shadows now extend over out towards first base. Spotty, but for the most part cover the plate all the way out into about 3, 4, 5 feet in front of the mound, all the way out to first base. Here comes the 1-2. Soberanis ground ball, diving stop by Maloney, but the ball gets away and he will make no throw. That is going to be a leadoff base hit for Jonathan Soberanis here in the top of the 5th. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be the right fielder, Clayton Raspberry. Lefty-lefty matchup with O'Tan. Here comes the first pitch. Strike number 1 on a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Here comes the 0-1. Raspberry checks his swing but goes around, and it's quickly 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Raspberry. Ground ball to the pitcher. 1-2. Another double play. And there are 2 away here in the 5th inning. So Colin Simpson will be the batter now for the Larks. 2 outs, nobody on. Here comes the first pitch from O'Tan. Strike number 1. Larks have grounded into 3 double plays already in this ball game. Here comes the 0-1. Popped up to the right. That will be foul and out of play. And the 0-2 is grounded to the second baseman, Cook. He fields, throws to O'Donnell, and the inning is over. Larks send only 3 to the plate in the top of the 5th as they are scoreless. We head to the bottom half of the inning. BeeJays still in command, 12-4. Bottom of the 5th inning from Liberal, 12-4 BeeJays. Kent Hassler back to the mound for the Larks. 3, 4, and 5 to the plate for the BeeJays. Leading off will be the shortstop, Jaron Robinson. Here comes the first pitch of the inning from Hassler. Ball number 1. The 1-0 to Robinson. Up the middle, a base hit, and the leadoff man is on for the BeeJays in the 5th. Colton Onstott will be the hitter now for Liberal. 1 on, nobody out. Couple of men sitting down there in the Larks bullpen, but no action. Here comes the first pitch from Hassler. Fouled out of play, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball a little bit upstairs, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Popped up and foul out of play once again. And there's a ball and 2 strikes on Colton Onstott. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside, and the count is even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Onstott. Upstairs. And the count is full. Here comes the payoff pitch from Kent Hassler. Into left field, very deep. Harp looks up, and it is out of here. A 2-run home run for Colton Onstadt, and that's probably going to do it for tonight. Liberal extends their lead. It's 14-4 here in the 5th. Cale O'Donnell will be the hitter now for the BeeJays. Comes the first pitch from Hassler. Upstairs, ball 1. The 1-0 from Hassler. That one misses somewhere. And it's 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fouled out of play to the right, and there are 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Fouled straight back into the netting, and the count is now even at 2-2. The 2-2 past Boston and into left field. Another hit for Liberal. Nobody out still here in the bottom of the 5th. Trent Maloney will be the batter now for the BeeJays. Another arm warming for the Larks in the bullpen. I can't quite tell who that is warming up. Here comes the first pitch. Into the gap, deep to left center. Harp is over. He will make the play, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kyle Schmidt will now step to the plate. Schmidt 2 for 3. 4 runs driven in. Cale O'Donnell leads from first base. Here comes the first pitch from Kent Hassler. Strike number 1 on the outside corner. The 0-1. Ground ball off the glove of Remy and into left field. We will see how they score that one. And that is going to be a base hit. So the 15th hit of the night for the BeeJays. And there are 2 on with 1 out. Zach Cook will be the batter now for the BeeJays, and that is going to do it for Hassler. So another call to the bullpen for the Larks. It's going to be number 25. Number 25, Jake Norton, will make his way to the mound. So As he comes in and warms up, we will step aside and be back in just a minute here in Liberal. And we're back here in Liberal. New pitcher is Jake Norton. 2 on, 1 out for the BeeJays. 2 runs already across here in the 5th. Zach Cook to the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Norton. Ball 1 outside. The 1-0 to Cook. Driven deep into right field. That one is to the gap, and it's going to make its way all the way to the wall. Here comes O'Donnell. He will score. Here comes Schmidt. He will score. And into third base is Zach Cook. A 2 RBI triple. 16-4 BeeJays. Nate Crossman will be the batter now for the BeeJays. Ball 1, low on the curveball. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Norton. Outside, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 from Norton. Strike number 1. Two-0 pitch to Crossman. Or 2-1, excuse me. That one's inside, and it's 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 from Jake. Swing and a miss by Nate Crossman, and the count is now full. with Zach Cook leading from third base. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled out of play. The 3-2 once again. And that one drills Nate Crossman in the shoulder, and he will take his base, as that is the third time tonight he has been hit. That will bring the top of the order back to the plate for the BeeJays. Marcus Shoemaker steps in. On the left-hand side to face the righty Norton. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled out of play. And it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 from Norton. In the dirt, gets away from Simpson, and in comes Zach Cook, 17-4. Comes the 1-1 from Norton. Fouled to the left and out of play. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 to Shoemaker. Curveball, strike 3 called. And Marcus Shoemaker is down on strikes, 2 out in the 5th. Garrett Scott will be the batter now for the BeeJays. For the 3rd time tonight in 5 innings, the BeeJays will send all 9 men to the plate. Scott is 1 for 4, singled and scored in the 1st. Here comes the first pitch from Norton, strike number 1. And the 0-1, a curveball in the dirt. Nice block by Simpson. Keeps Crossman at first base, and the count is 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Jake Norton. Strike number 2 on the inside corner. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, strike 3 called, and that is the inning. 5 more for Liberal on 5 hits. They leave 2 on base. We are through 5 innings here at Brent Gould Field. It's a rout. Larks down 17-4. And we're back in Liberal, top of the 6th inning. Zach O'Tan to the mound. Boone will lead it off as he swings through a curveball in the dirt. And it's 0-1. The 0-1 from O'Tan. Trevor swings at another curveball in the dirt. And it's 0-2. Boone will lay off that one inside. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one hits Boone on the shoulder. And the leadoff man is aboard for the Larks in the 6th inning. And Liberal fans are yelling. I think it's coming from up in the press box, and I don't really understand why. It is 17-4, and they are complaining about Boone leaning into pitches. Here comes the first pitch to Clayton Harp. That one's low for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And Harp is almost hit there, and it's 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from O'Tan. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Harp swings through a curveball that bounces in the dirt, and that one will get to the backstop, and Trevor Boone will advance to second base as the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that's going to be a wild pitch for Zach O'Tan. 2-2 to Clayton Harp. Here comes the pitch. Lined into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Boone will be held at third. And the first 2 men of the inning have reached for the Larks. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be the designated hitter, number 6, Nick Jones. Jones 0 for 2 so far tonight. 2 strikeouts in the first and in the third. Runners on the corners for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. High and away for ball 1. Boone on third. Harp on first. Here comes the pitch. Line up the middle base hit. That's going to be an RBI single for Nick Jones as Trevor Boone comes in to score, and it's 17-5 here in the 6th inning. Apologize for the scoreboard being behind. I don't know what's going on. The controller I have on my phone is just not picking up very well tonight. So 17-5 is the score. Runners are on first and second now for the Larks. The batter will be Max Remy. Here comes the first pitch in there for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He does not offer at the fastball away, and the count is 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and now Tan will step off. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Remy. Curveball high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Remy swings through, and I guess that there were 2 strikes, so that is strike 3 on Max Remy, and there is 1 away here in the 6th inning. Alex Weiss will be the hitter now for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch to Weiss. Fouls it off, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Weiss lays off that ball in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 to Weiss. Swings and fouls off a curveball, and the count is 1-2. Action in the Liberal bullpen as a righty warms up down there. The 1-2 misses, and the count is even at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Otan. Curveball fouled to the right, and that one is not going to be caught by O'Donnell. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes another 2-2 from Otan. Curveball, swing and a miss, and there are 2 away in the 6th inning. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be Jacob Boston. He is 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd and lined into a double play in the 4th. Harp on 2nd, Jones on 1st. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss as he is well behind the Otan fastball. Here comes the 0-1. And that one hits Boston. And he will take his base. And that will load the bases for the Larks here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Jonathan Soberanis will be the hitter, top of the Larks batting order. Here comes the first pitch, curveball up and away, and it is 1-0. Here comes the 0-1 from Otan. Fouled straight back by Jonathan, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Soberana swings wildly at a curveball that was in the dirt, and the count is 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. Soberanis drills it out to center field. Crossman is back. He will make the play, and the inning is over. Larks score 1 on 2 hits, but they leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 17-5, Liberal. And we're back here in Liberal, bottom of the 6th. Jake Norton back to the hill for the Larks. Almost hits Jaron Robinson on the first pitch of the inning, but it is 1-0. Here comes the pitch from Norton, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Robinson. High, 3-0. So the Liberal BeeJays are going to be your 2017 Jayhawk League champs. Larks will still have a series against El Dorado to play for second. Here comes the 3-0. Inside, ball 4. Regardless of where the Larks finish, second or third, they will be the number 2 national seed in a little under 2 weeks at the NBC World Series. So here comes Coach Keith Harper, and we will see. And that is going to be it for Jake Norton. So the Larks with another call to the bullpen. I believe that is Brad Sugg making his way into pitch. It is. So he will come to the mound and warm up. We will step aside and be right back here in Liberal. And we're back here in Liberal. Brad Sugg, the new pitcher for the Larks. Runner on first, nobody away. The hitter will be Colton Onstadt. Swing and a miss at the first Sugg pitch, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 from Sugg. Ball in the dirt, gets by Simpson, and to second base goes Jaron Robinson. And that one almost hits Onstadt, and he's going to look at Sugg. And I mean, I can understand why they're looking. They've been hit a lot tonight, but the Larks are not throwing at them on purpose as the count is 2-1. Robinson leads from second. Here comes the 2-1 from Sugg. Ground ball, foul. Two and two the count. Here comes the pitch from Sugg. And now he will step off. Here comes the pitch from Brad Sugg. Drilled into right field, just foul. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Here it comes from Sugg. Into right field, that one's fair. All the way to the wall it goes. Robinson scores easily. Onstadt will just take a trot around first and into second base. RBI double, 18-5, BeeJays. Cale O'Donnell will be the hitter for Liberal. Onstadt on second base, nobody out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count on O'Donnell. O'Donnell is 2 for 4. 2 runs scored, an RBI back in the first. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss once again, and it's quickly 0-2 on Cale O'Donnell. Here comes the 0-2 from Sugg. And O'Donnell strikes out swinging, and there is one away here in the bottom of the 6th. Trent Maloney will be the batter now for the BeeJays. Runner on second, one away. Here comes the first pitch from Brad Sugg. Swing and a miss by Maloney, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that one is grounded foul over towards the Liberal dugout. And it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside. And the count is even again at 2. The 2-2 from Sugg. Curveball misses away, and it's full at 3-2. The payoff pitch. Ground ball to Soberanis. He fields, throws to Weiss, and there are 2 away here in the 6th as Colton Onstadt advances to third base. Kyle Schmidt will be the batter now for the BeeJays. Here comes the first pitch from Sugg. Popped up into left field. Harp is under it. He will make the play, and that is the inning. Liberal adds another run on a hit, and they leave one man on base after 6 innings. Liberal in control, 18-5. And we are back in Liberal, top of the 7th. New pitcher for the BeeJays, Cody Wernley to the mound. Clayton Raspberry will lead it off for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. Ball 1. And the 1-0 is low and in the dirt as well, and it is 2-0. The 2-0 to Raspberry. Low, ball 3. Here comes the 3-0. Strike number 1. The 3-1. Raspberry flies it out into left field. Scott is there. Makes the play. 1 down in the 7th. Colin Simpson will be the batter now for the Larks. Digs in on the left side. He is 0 for 1 so far tonight with 2 walks. Here comes the first pitch from Wernley. Swing and a miss by Simpson. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball upstairs. Count is even at 1. Simpson fouls the 1-1 out of play. Count is 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Wernley. Curveball fouled out of play again. The 1-2 is popped up into shallow left field. Third baseman Maloney makes the play, and there's 2 outs in the 7th. Trevor Boone will be the hitter now for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. Strike 1, outside corner. And the 0-1 to Boone. Curveball high, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Boone chases a pitch, not close. And there's a ball and 2 strikes. Boone drills it to left field. That ball's towards the corner. And it is gone. A solo home run for Trevor Boone down the left field line. And 18-6 is the score here in the 7th. Clayton Harp will be the batter now for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. Low for ball 1. And that one is fouled back, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Curveball drops in for strike 2. Here comes the pitch. Clayton stays alive as he fouls that one straight back to the screen, and he will see another pitch at 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 again. Harp again fouls it off to the left, and he'll get another one. Here comes the 1-2 yet again to Harp. Curveball, swing and a miss. And that is the inning. Larks 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. To the bottom of the 7th we go, 18-6. BeeJays on top. And we're back here in Liberal, bottom of the 7th. Pinch hitter for the BeeJays will be Brennan Rhodes. Brad Sugg back to the mound for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch of the inning, outside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Sugg. Ground ball to Boston at third, and that will be foul. And the 1-1 is up and in, and it's 2-1. Here comes the pitch from Sugg. The 2-1 is drilled foul, just very narrowly missing the line out in the left field. Count is 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Outside, and the count is full. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that hits Rhodes in the back. And that is the 6th hit batter of the night. So the leadoff is on again for the BeeJays. Nate Crossman to the plate now. Here comes the first pitch from Sugg. Popped foul over to the right, out of play, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 to Crossman. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Another pinch hitter for Liberal waits on deck. Here comes the 0-2 from Sugg. Strike 3 called as Crossman goes down looking, and there's one away in the 7th. Pinch hitting now for Liberal is number 12, Chad Kennedy. Here comes the first pitch from Sugg. Ground ball to Remy, flips to Soberanis for 1, back to Weiss, 2, double play for the Larks. 6-4-3, Remy, Soberanis, Weiss, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. No man left on base. We're through 7 innings, 18-6 BeeJays. Leading off for the Larks in the 8th will be Nick Jones. New pitcher for the BeeJays is number 40, Chance Carner. Here comes the first pitch from Carner to Jones. Swing and a miss. The 0-1, strike 2, right down the middle. Comes the 0-2, fouled off by Jones. And we'll do it again at 0-2. Here comes the pitch to Jones. Popped foul and out of play to the right. Here comes the 0-2 once again. Swing and a miss at a fastball way up, and there's one away. Max Remy will be the batter now for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch from Carner. Swing and a miss. Remy way late on the Chance Carner fastball. The 0-1 in the dirt. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball high, 2-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch to Remy. In the dirt, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 to Remy. In there, strike 2. Comes the payoff pitch from Carner. Fouled straight back by Max, and we'll do it again. Comes the payoff pitch again. And again, Remy fouls it straight back. Another payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 outs. Alex Weiss now to the plate for the Larks. Comes the first pitch from Carner. Swing and a miss. Here comes the 0-1. Strike 2. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Larks. 3 men to the plate, 3 Ks. We head to the bottom half. Liberal dominating 18-6. And we're back here in Liberal, bottom of the 8th. Larks are going to try and save at least some of their bullpen for the upcoming series, and Jace Selzer, a position player, is now on the mound to pitch. He has thrown 3 scoreless innings so far this summer. As the first pitch to Jaron Robinson misses for ball 1. Actually, that's Garrett Scott, and that is grounded up the middle off the glove of Selzer, and a leadoff base hit. Now Jaron Robinson will make his way to the plate. Here comes the first pitch. Drilled into left field, a base hit. So Scott will go to second, Robinson at first, nobody out. James Hardberger will be a pinch hitter now for the BeeJays. Will be replacing Colton Onstott. 2 men on, nobody out. Here comes the first pitch. High, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0, fouled off. And it's a ball and a strike. The 1-1 from Selzer is high for ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 to Hardberger. Strike 2. Here comes the 2-2. Curveball in the dirt. Count is full. Payoff pitch is swung on and missed by Hardberger, and there's 1 away in the 8th. Another pinch hitter for the BeeJays will be Robbie Young. He will bat in the spot of Cale O'Donnell. And the first pitch is popped up to right field. Clayton Raspberry is over. He makes the play, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Trent Maloney will be the batter now for the BeeJays. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Ball 1 from Selzer. Here comes the 1-0. Flared into center field. That is going to drop in front of Boone. Here comes Scott. The throw to the plate in time, and he is out. So Garrett Scott not running very hard. Trevor Boone makes a nice throw from center and throws him out. So the inning is over. No runs, 3 hits, no Larks errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the 9th, 18-6 Liberal. And we're back here in Liberal, top of the ninth. This one is thankfully almost over. 18-6 BeeJays. Jacob Boston will hit for the Larks. 9-1 and 2 due up. Here comes the first pitch from, I'm not sure who's on the mound for the BeeJays. To be perfectly honest, not that it matters. 1-0 is the count to Boston. Here comes the pitch. Outside, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3. And my stupid app is still not working for the scoreboard, so we are not going to even worry about that. Here comes the 3-0, strike 1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Boston. Popped up into right field. Over goes Kennedy towards the line. He will make the play. One away. Jonathan Soberanis to the plate now for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. Strike 1. I believe it is Josh Sieglitz that is on the mound for the BeeJays, as that one misses for ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Soberanis. Ground ball softly on the infield. Third baseman will pick it up, and now he will not get there, as that is now Garrett Scott in at third, and that's a one-out single for Soberanis. Coming to the plate now will be Clayton Raspberry. Here comes the first pitch to Clayton. Outside, ball 1. And the 1-0. Fouled out of play to the left. Count is 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Here comes the 1-2 from, I believe, Sieglitz. Outside. Count is even at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Foul ball to left field out of play. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Inside, ball 3. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Raspberry. Up the middle. And off the glove of the second baseman, Rhodes. And that's going to be an error on Liberal. And the Larks have runners on first and second with one out. Colin Simpson will come to the plate now for the Larks. Here comes the first pitch. Low for ball one. And the 1-0 is driven fairly deep out to right field. Right fielder Kennedy is back. He will make the play, and there are two away as Soberanis advances to third base. Trevor Boone, the hitter now for the Larks. Two away, runners on the corners. Here comes the pitch. Ball one. The 1-0. Boone off the hands, and that is the ball game. And the Liberal BeeJays are your 2017 Jayhawk League champions. The Larks have absolutely nothing tonight as they get absolutely thrashed by Liberal. 18-6 is the final score as the fans in and players in Liberal celebrate. So this one's over. Larks drop to 27-13, 27-12. Will play for second place in the league against El Dorado starting tomorrow night back at Larks Park. Hope you all can join us there. See the Larks for the last time this week in Hayes. So everybody have a good night. We will see you tomorrow at Larks Park.